is crazy. Like, he had one hand on the... What the... Oh my god!
What happened, babe?
Ah! Ah! Oh my god, what is he doing? Babe!
Babe, what happened?
Oh, shit. I don't know.
Babe.
I got into an accident. Oh my god. Oh my god,
Where are
babe.
you?
I'm on the Bell Parkway. This guy just reversed into me. What the hell is going on?
Reversed into you?
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, fuck, I'm shaking.
My god. Babe.
Yeah.
Just stay there. Oh my god.
So, as you've seen, we have situations arising now where we literally have people who are purposefully getting you into car accidents. Now, I've showed you 2 examples of this situation. I believe that ever since people saw what's going on here in New York, and I'm probably sure there's other cities that have experienced that exact same thing as well, with insurance fraud by these people who think that they can actually get away with it, I'm fairly certain that more and more people have decided that maybe it's time that they invest in a dash cam. There's many ways to handle this. You could get a window mount for your camera phone. Like, let's say if you have an old iPhone that maybe is like 512 gigabytes or 256 gigabytes or even a terabyte. If you have an old iPhone, you could theoretically hook that up in your, window to record what's happening in front of you at the push of a button. That's easy to do. Because the phone is mostly storage, it's relatively simple to set up. The phone is just a one-piece unit. It's submissible in court, and all you have to do is supply it with power through a lightning cable. That's the easy way to go. What I have right here, however, is something that might be of more interest to you. This is a 4-channel dash camera, right? This has 360-degree rotatable visual. Like, this can actually rotate to see behind you and in front of you. It also has infrared, which we're going to take a look at. Now, there's not a whole lot of information on here. Their email address, as you can see, is dcumail.com. It has a gravitational sensor, so it can tell when the car is moving or perhaps if the car is hit. But for the most part, we're going to be taking a look at this. And what I'll do is I'll try to get footage from it, and I'll upload that footage and I'll mix it into this video so that you can understand. So the question is, do you need a dash camera? Well, if somebody were to get in front of you, brake check you, and to crash into you, how else are you going to prove that they did it? Especially if you've got 4 or 5 of these scumbags and they're in the car and they all try to get out holding their necks. Now, let me just say this. I've been fortunate, like nothing like that's ever happened to me. But if somebody, like the woman who that happened to, she held her calm very well. Me, I hold my Desert Eagle. If somebody ever pulled that shit on me, it would be a really ugly situation very, very quickly. Fortunately, that's never, ever happened to me, because if somebody brake checked me and then were to reverse into me and slam into me, I'd take that as an assault. Bottom line. So things would get very, very ugly very, very quickly. But for those of you who would rather go the courts route and actually deal with it in court instead of settling out of court like I would, for those of you who are interested in having that all-around protection, this just might be exactly what you're looking for. So let's take a closer look at it through unboxing. Okay. So just get this portion open right here. Okay, so this right here is the unit. Let's take a look. We'll take a look at the unit in a second. Let's take a look at what else comes in the box. So we have protective material. So here we have cables. All right, so this is obviously your 12-volt DC cable, and it attaches using USB-C. Okay, it also has a pass-through right there. That's USB. So we'll look at that. Why? Now this is a rear camera unit. Just about every single one of these devices that I have demonstrated for you has typically come with a rear camera unit. And the rear camera unit, in my opinion, is mostly because some people want to be able to tow, and they want to be able to connect their tow hitch or whatever they're towing directly to whatever camera they're using. So this is the camera unit, and it comes with like Velcro stickies right here, some 3M stickies, and it's relatively light. It's easy to mount. You can mount this without drilling holes. You can mount this using the 3M tape. As long as you mount it in a way where, not water can't really drip on it, you're fine. It does have some level of rotation right there. And as usual, they have a 2.5 millimeter aux jack, and that's what plugs into the unit. And they give you a lot of cable. And because this is 2.5 millimeter, you can actually get extension cable just in case you happen to be towing something that's very, very long. So these cameras are always really good because, often people, you want to hook these things up, and it provides a secondary purpose. When you hook it up, in some cases, you can use it to see what's behind you, or you can record what's happening behind you. So that's also a very good thing. I mean, after all, what's going to happen if somebody hits you in the back? What are you going to do? Okay. So here we have, this is an interface cable. So this is actually quite interesting right here. Let's get this open. Now, wiring this stuff in is actually not terribly difficult, but it's probably best that you have a professional do it, so this way you don't make any mistakes. So this is an interface cable. As you can see, you have black for ground. You have a couple of fuses right there. And this is, it says 12 to 24 volt for cars. And this is USB-C. So if you want to wire this system directly into your car, they give you a nice little 12-volt wiring package in order to do it, and they also give you the fuses so that you can put it in your fuse box. So, if you have a fuse box in the front of your truck, like let's say you have a Jeep SRT like mine, you can, use this for power. Of course, you're probably gonna want to have a professional to do it, so this way you're 100% certain that there's, nothing goes wrong. But if you don't want to get that invasive, then you would stick with this 12 volt with the pass-through. So the last thing that we have is we have yet another USB-C cable, and this one is USB-A to USB-C. And this is obviously for power as well. But this is if you just want to plug the device to a regular USB port. My recommendation, however, is that you don't use a regular USB port. You use a USB port that has a super speed or is USB 3.0. That's the reason why newer cars are replacing all of the older USB-A ports with USB-C ports, because you get more power delivery. You get between 15 and 20 watts typically. And some cars will even give you more than that. Some cars can do up to 85 watts, and newer cars are giving you 100 watts. So that provides you more than enough power. But they give you 3 different power options, which is very nice. So now let's look at the camera itself. So this is the camera. The camera comes with a display screen. So it says, please ensure to use a U3 micro SD card and format the SD card in the dash cam before using. Please use the car charger we provided, and the dash cam always connects to the cigarette lighter while recording. If you have any problems, don't hesitate to contact us. And the screen is as big as this sticker, so it gives you a little bit of ability to see what you're recording. And as you can see, they have one very large front-facing camera right there. And then they have these rear-facing cameras that apparently they have the ability to record in infrared. So there, it says that it's recording on 4 different channels. So I would assume that this is channel 1, 2, 3, and then you have the other one, which is, this is channel 4. So you've got a 4-channel system right here. The aux jack is right here. As you can see, that's the aux jack for line in. And then you can see the USB jack is right there. So the way it's supposed to work is it sticks to your window. When it's sitting there, you basically are able to look here to see what you're recording. And when the power's on, it's recording. You can also see it has a mic right here. So who is this for? This is for people in general who have a car. They want to protect it while they're driving. They don't want some, scumbags backing into them and getting them to a car accident. The other possibility is if you're a rideshare, if you're an Uber or you're a Lyft driver, perhaps you would have this so that you don't have to worry about, somebody getting into your Uber or Lyft and doing something nefarious and you not having any evidence when you try to go to the police and get them in trouble. So that's what this is ultimately for. Now here I see a trend. This is a micro SD card in the slot. So let me just check and see if this is actually a usable card or if you have to get your own card. Let me see if I can pull this out. Okay, so this device comes with its own 128 gigabyte micro SD card. And it's funny because I actually had another 128 gigabyte micro SD card, which I actually let somebody borrow because I put some video episodes on it, and then I put it into a streaming device so that they could watch some episodes of Star Trek on it. But yeah, this is 128 gigabytes. These micro SD cards are relatively cheap. They're only about usually they're about $15, maybe $20. So it's good that this comes with it because now you don't have to worry about getting the wrong version, and you have to worry about, possibly, whether or not it's formatted right or whether or not it'll record. So this one is cleared to use with this device. So now, basically, you have everything you need. You've got the memory that you're going to record to, so this is your evidence. And then you've got the camera system right here with its 4th channel, its trailing camera. And on top of that, we'll probably be using the cigarette lighter adapter USB port. I do have the ability to use because see, my Cadillac, for example, came with USB-C ports. So I could theoretically plug this directly to the USB-C port without using the cigarette lighter for power. I could plug it directly to the car. You see, all this stuff is for older cars where, you have no choice but to use their power systems in order to deliver USB-C. But I could test it like that. That's probably the easiest way I could test it. I could test it just by plugging it right into my Cadillac Lyrics USB-C port. And that's what I'll do. And then because of the fact that I'll be using the charging station while I have it plugged in to test, I can get some nice video of what it looks like during the daytime, and I can get some video of what it looks like during the nighttime. So that should work out just nicely.
Hold on, babe. Oh, fuck. Wait.
Right here at my work desk, I have a USB-C cable plugged to power, which I'll use it to test this thing before I bother to bring it to the car. So right here, plug it in. Oh, it comes right on up. All right. Makes a little sound. It says format the SD card periodically. Okay, so as you can see, this thing records from multiple channels. So you have front left, front right. And the interesting thing is it's recording front left and front right cameras. Those are these two right here. The front left and the front right cameras are recording in darkness. They're recording infrared because they have the infrared sensors on them, right? Just like I showed you. Now, the main camera, I'll lift it up. The main camera, as you know, we're looking at my Alienware computer, and we're looking at look at this. That's Whoopi Goldberg right there, because I'm watching The View. I love The View. Ever since Trump destroyed the left, I'm enjoying watching them. So basically, as you can see, the front left and the front right camera are able to record. It's upside down, but it really doesn't matter, because you can switch whether it's upside down or not. And basically that's what we're looking at. So we're looking at my wall right there. We're looking at, all that stuff, my headphones and all my car keys and all that stuff, right? So basically that is the camera recording using 3 channels, and we're just using the power from the wall socket, right? So it's already recording. As you can see, it's recorded 30 seconds worth of video, right? And you see those flashing lights. The flashing lights show you what it looks like when it's recording based upon the infrared darkness, because the infrared lights are flashing. So if I turn off the lights, hold on one second, I'm going to turn off. As you can see, when you turn off the lights in the room, now you see a better image, but you're still going to see some of the infrared flashing, simply because the infrared lights are so brilliant for the most part. Now, you're not going to see them right here. Like, you're not going to see them here because the camera may or may not be able to pick up the infrared lighting. But when the lighting is bouncing off of stuff, you can see it gives you a pretty clear picture. No problem. It gives you a pretty clear picture. And that's when you're using just 3 of the channels. So you know what we should do next? We should plug in the other camera, and let's see what the other camera's channel looks like. So this is the 4th channel, and here's the plug. So let's plug that in, and let's see what it looks like. Oops. Let's see what it looks like when you plug it in. So the 4th channel. Give me 1 second. We have all 4 channels plugged in. So obviously the front left and the front right, they're still looking down at the desk, so they're flashing that infrared light. But this camera right here, what we're doing is we're looking at Whoopi. Uh-oh. Let me turn it upside down. So we'll look at Whoopi right there. We're looking at Whoopi. Okay. So, uh-oh. It's Whoopi. Look at that. It's Whoopi. I had to push the autofocus on my camera because the light being so bright causes the LiDAR to just go wild. So, yeah, there you go. This is the 4th channel camera right there looking at you. Look at that. Hi, yeah, hi, what's up? Hey, buddy. Yeah, so that's your 4th channel. So all of the cameras give you a decent high definition footage. And I would say that the resolution is clear enough to be used in court. So if one of these scumbags tries to brake check you and, crash into your car or something, it's like, I don't foresee any reason why a judge wouldn't be able to take this and use it as evidence, And nowadays, more than ever, you gotta have a camera on you, because you got people up to just nefarious shit. Like, they're always trying something stupid. It just does. It's like you got people. This whole thing about, what is it called? Car fraud with insurance fraud and everything. I mean, this is just ridiculous, where you got people literally getting in front of trucks and slowing down and letting the truck hit them. It's just that's just insane. Or you got these people doing that to like regular people in regular cars. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, concealed carry and make sure that, you're not a victim of these people. That's the bottom line. Because my thing is, imagine if she had gotten hit, and imagine if those dudes got out of the car and they intended to do physical or bodily harm to her. That's what I'm always thinking about. That's why I got this 50 cal right here, click clack. I ain't playing no games with these people. I'm not playing no games. So that's how I feel about it. So anyway, this is the basic functionality of the camera itself, as you can see. And now what we'll do is we'll take it to the car and we'll put it in the car and, show you what it looks like in the car. But for the most part, the only problem is here on YouTube, the only way I could show it to you is kind of like this. I don't know if I can pull any footage and simply post that at the end of the video, but maybe I'll try doing that from the car, because the problem is you're dealing with 4 different channels, which means you have 4 different feeds. So you can't really show them all at once because, you know, YouTube might not allow it. But if you push the right button or the left button, you can go from one camera to the next. So you can choose which camera you want to see the feed from, but the recording doesn't stop. It keeps on recording. And as you know, with most of these cameras, what they do is they get rid of old stuff and they keep on recording. But you have a choice of seeing what you want to see. So if you want to see the view from this camera right here, all you do is you like turn it to this camera. And now you're on the 4th channel. So now we have all 4 channels plugged in. So obviously the front left and the front right, they're still looking down at the desk, so they're flashing that infrared light. But this camera right here, what we're doing is we're looking at Whoopi. Uh-oh. Let me turn it upside down. So we'll look at Whoopi right there. We're looking at Whoopi. Okay, so uh-oh. It's Whoopi. Look at that, it's Whoopi. I had to push the autofocus on my camera because the light being so bright causes the LiDAR to just go wild. So yeah, there you go. This is the 4th channel camera right there looking at you. Look at that. Hi, yeah, hi, what's up? Hey, buddy. Yeah, so that's your 4th channel. So all of the cameras give you decent high definition footage. And I would say that the resolution is clear enough to be used in court. So if one of these scumbags tries to brake check you and you know, crash into your car or something, it's like I don't foresee any reason why a judge wouldn't be able to take this and use it as evidence. You know, and nowadays more than ever, you gotta have a camera on you because you got people up to just nefarious shit. Like they're always trying something stupid. It just does. It's like you got people. This whole thing about what is it called? Car fraud with insurance fraud and everything. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Where you got people literally getting in front of trucks and slowing down and letting the truck hit them. It's just that I mean, that's just insane. Or you got these people doing that to like regular people in regular cars. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, concealed carry and make sure that, you know, you're not a victim of these people. That's the bottom line. Because my thing is, imagine if she had gotten hit, and imagine if those dudes got out of the car and they intended to do physical or bodily harm to her. You know, that's what I'm always thinking about. That's why I got this 50 cal right here, click clack. You know, I ain't playing no games with these people. I'm not playing no games. So that's how I feel about it. So anyway, this is the basic functionality of the camera itself, as you can see. And now what we'll do is we'll take it to the car and we'll put it in the car and, you know, show you what it looks like in the car. But for the most part, you know, the only problem is here on YouTube, the only way I could show it to you is kind of like this. I don't know if I can pull any footage and simply post that at the end of the video, but maybe I'll try doing that from the car because the problem is you're dealing with 4 different channels, which means you have 4 different feeds. So it's up to you. You get to see which one you want to see. And that's pretty cool. As for the menu, they give you some options here. So let's take a look at that. So as far as the menu goes, let me turn on my autofocus. As far as the menu goes, you can record, you choose your resolution. And as far as your resolution, you have, what options? You have 1080p or you have 1440p resolution. Okay, so we can bump it up, but if you change the resolution, that means that the videos get larger, so the files get bigger. Recording time, it goes from 1 minute to how many minutes do you want. You got 5 minutes, let's say 5-minute record time. Video sound open, so that means we leave the video sound on. So we want to have video sound, we'll leave that on. It says pull mirror back. Do you want to make it so that like it records when it's hooked to the mirror? Interior lens mirroring, you can turn that on or off. It's up to you. Screensaver, do you want the screensaver off? Do you want a preview? And the volume, do you want the volume high or low? And then you have right infrared light. How do you want the infrared lights to be? And you have the gravity sensing. Do you want it to be able to sense if you get hit? Do you want it to be able to sense if you have fast deceleration and whatnot? Let me see. Push. Okay, I'll just leave it at middle. Parking monitoring. If the car is parked, this, just like the Tesla camera that comes on and it starts recording, you can leave this thing on while the car is parked and you can walk away from the car. And as for languages, we have English, French, German, and Japanese. Let me see if there's any other languages. Okay, we have Spanish, Italian, and that's it. Strangely enough, there's no Chinese. That's odd. Okay, but we'll leave it at English. Time settings, we can change the time. I'm not going to do that, obviously. What is this? 2024, 12:10. Oh, wait. Okay, 20. I didn't want to change it. Okay, so it's 2024, 12:10. Okay, I'll push back. Wait, 12:10. Okay. Yeah, push back. Okay, so yeah, those are your time settings right there. Let me go back and push OK. And then after that, do you want to format the SD card or do you want to return it to factory settings? And then they tell you what your firmware version is. So that's pretty much the entire interface. So I've changed the resolution from, instead of recording to 1080p, I'm recording at 1440p. And then it says the main camera is 1440p, but the smaller cameras are 720p. And then the last camera, the fourth channel, is 1080p. So we have 4 different channels recording. So once again, if you're an Uber driver, this is the kind of device you want. Like, you can see the cameras are able to swivel. Like, if you need to keep one of these cameras on that person who's sitting in your rear passenger seat, and you want to keep this other camera on this other person who's sitting somewhere else, or you want to turn them both, like you want to just face the middle of the car, this is what that's for. Or think about it like this. Let's say you get pulled over by a cop, and the cop walks up to the side of the car. Yeah, all you got to do is turn that camera a little bit. Hey, officer, how you doing? Yeah, license and registration. And then you hand the license registration. So as long as he's professional, you don't have a problem. But if he's got a problem and this is an unprofessional and he's giving you heat, all you got to do is, yeah, no problem, officer, I'll see you in court. Then you bring in your little SD card right here. Yeah, Your Honor, I think this officer's crazy. I think he needs to be stripped of his badge and his gun. And it's that simple. It's like, you don't have to argue with these people. Just get them on camera and then take them to court. And that's it. That's how you do it. But in order for you to be able to do that, you're going to need yourself a camera. Right now, a camera is like the most dangerous thing in the world. Like, I saw this, there was an old video of the, they call it, what was it, paparazzi. And they had a trailer, and they were like, yeah, a camera's like the most dangerous thing in the world. You know, it fires 120 shots per second or this, that. They're right. A camera, everybody's terrified of cameras. When you pull out a camera, people get scared. Cops get scared. Everybody gets scared. A camera is like the greatest thing you could possibly have, especially if you're recording in situations where they don't realize that you're recording. It's fantastic.
Can you do something for me? Go recording in a big check for me. Top dog, do your thing, top dog, do your thing.
Just to show you how the device stores video, there is a folder that stores your photos if you're taking individual snapshots, or there's a folder that shows your video. You have front camera. So all of these videos were taken by the front camera. The largest file size is under 400,000 kilobytes. Then you have the front left camera. So these are obviously clones. It's just that they came at the same time from different cameras. And then you have the rear camera. And since I didn't plug in the rear camera that much, the rear camera has the fewest videos here. So that's pretty much how the device stores its footage. All right, so this is night recording. This is what it looks like at night. One of the stipulations about, them letting me test their camera was that they wanted me to show what it looks like at night. So this is what it looks like at night. So I'm gonna basically just show you what it looks like. I mean, it's raining. It's a really dark night. It's raining out here. The infrared sensors are on this thing are, as I've showed you, they're pretty good. So in low light conditions, you're able to pretty much see everything you need. Like, the view is zoomable. And the one thing I would like to see is one of these things with a larger touchscreen interface. The device that I'm using, this camera, this does not have a touch screen. All of the manipulations are done using the click buttons. Now, there's nothing wrong with the click buttons. It's just that touch screens make everything so much simpler. It's like you get quicker access to everything, So if I was going to point out any disappointment, that would be the one. But the main benefit of this camera really is the fact that you can record with it facing 4 different directions with the 4 different channels. So you can have one that is watching your seat, you can have one watching the passenger seat, and you can have one watching the road. And if you choose to take the 4th camera and you choose to wire that to a different part of the car, you don't necessarily have to use it as a trailer camera. See, the beautiful thing about it is you can wire it any way you want. In fact, some people might decide to use this camera in a different way. Like, they might use it for a robotics project, and they could wire this thing up in a way that allows them to see 4 different views, or at least see and record in 4 different views. So there's lots of possible options. The simple fact is the power source for the camera is the simplest thing about it. It's USB-C. So there's plenty of ways to provide power to a USB-C device, and that makes installation, relatively simple. We got a lot of traffic here, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is where you absolutely must have a dash camera, because you never know with these people. You never ever know with these people. Some of these people will hit you and run. But see, that's the whole thing. It's like, you can use this camera, you can leave this camera running when you're in the store, you can leave this camera running. You don't have to really think about it. It just keeps on recording, and it keeps on writing over what it's already recorded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the middle lane right here, and then I'm going to activate my car's automatic driving if I can. Okay, well, the sensors right now can't seem to find the lines, so I'm going to wait until the sensors can see the lines and then let it rip. But yeah, this is what it looks like. So it's a nice, and as you can see on my steering wheel, you can see that there's infrared sensors on the steering wheel that are currently watching my eyes, and the infrared sensors are checking to make sure that I'm actually paying attention to the road. But as you can see, I'm absolutely paying attention to the road while I'm talking, so we don't have a problem here, do we? It's but this is what it is. This is a good unit. So if you're an Uber driver, this is specifically for you. If you're a truck driver, and I think if you're a truck driver, all you really need is a camera facing the road. Now, if you need the hitch camera that you want to wire up to the back of the truck, okay, that might come in handy. But this camera specifically is really designed in a way that make more sense for people who are doing rideshare. Because the bottom line, and I'll say it like this, me personally, I would never do rideshare. I don't trust nobody, and I don't want nobody in my car sitting behind me. You know, it's bad enough that I carry a Desert Eagle at all, but the mere fact that you got to worry about these animals trying to get in your car and rob you and shit, I don't need that. You know, I don't need somebody in my car I can't trust. It's like, you know, there's certain people you don't know, some of them got drugs on them and stuff. It's like, I don't want you in my car. The bottom line is, when you have a camera like this, that's evidence. So if you happen to end up in court for whatever reason, you can always pull this evidence and you can say, hey, Your Honor, I had nothing to do with it. The camera was recording from the entire time. You can look at it. I had nothing to do with it. But, you know, that's my whole thing. I don't want nobody in my car. It's like, you know, you can't trust these people. You know, these people, I've seen so many videos of Uber drivers getting robbed. I saw this video where there was these girls and the females, and there's blonde white girl, and she maced, like with pepper spray, maced the guy who was the Uber driver. He told them to get out, and they didn't get out, and she maced his ass. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. I could never imagine somebody assaulting me, and all I'm trying to do is be a cab driver at work. Somebody assault me, man. It's like I'd blow a hole in you. Just for, you know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just would. I'm sorry. But it is what it is. So, yeah, the rain is interfering with the ability to do the self-drive. So, but as you can see, the self-drive in my Cadillac works pretty well. You know, it's just that because the ground is so shiny, it's hard for it to figure out what's the lines and what's not. But for the most part, it doesn't freak out or anything, because Teslas are scary. Them shits swerve to avoid like one thing and hit something else. It's like, nah, I got a problem with that. You know, that's how it is, man. But yeah, this is you know, this is pretty good. This is pretty nice. And as you can see, it's like you can see so much. You can see, you know, the maps and all that. You can see, you know, what's behind me. Look right up there. You know, you can see what's behind me in the digital mirror and everything. So the camera resolution's pretty good. Now, there are some people who might buy a camera like this and use it for racing. Because think about it. This camera has 2 gimbal cameras on it, so you can watch what's coming forward. Then with one camera you can watch the guy you're beating, and with the camera that's pointing in the back, you can watch the guy as he's watching your taillights because you're driving so much faster than he is. So that's actually a pretty cool idea too. There's like so many things you can do with this device. It's actually very, very interesting, you know. So basically, when I put this video together, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, you know, leave you the information that shows you where you can buy it if you're interested. And that's that, you know. And if there's any discount codes, I'll throw that in there. And you'll be able to get a discount if you want, if you're interested. So I do see I kind of messed up the date. It says 2024, March 17th. I don't know how I did that, but I'll probably go back and fix it before I try to record anything else. But it doesn't really matter. You don't really need to know exactly, you know, when I'm driving anyway, you know, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's nice. This is a pretty nice unit. At first I was a little skeptical of it, but when I actually started using it, I thought, hey, this is pretty well put together. I'm really surprised that some expensive, wealthy company like Apple doesn't decide to make their own dash cam. Or Amazon. I'm surprised they don't make their own, because this would be a nice unit for them to capitalize on. Like, they could slap their name on it, and they could have this as theirs, you know. I'm really surprised they don't. Or maybe like Anchor, Amazon, or Google. I'm I'm surprised none of them do something like this. This would be pretty cool. But yeah, that's about that. So you can see the quality. I have it recording in the highest quality. You can basically see what the quality looks like. I can upload this video from different cameras to show what the quality difference looks like from the main camera to the side cameras, but for the most part, it's good enough. It's good enough for court. It's good enough for evidence. It's good enough to it's good enough to get your point across for the most part. And right now, the camera is it's a little bit back away from the windshield because I want you to see everything I'm seeing. But for the most part, it's high quality, and it'll do exactly pretty much what you want it to do. And I'm pretty sure you could probably think of other ways to use it that would make it do even more for you. So that's basically all I had to say. If you have questions, comments, or criticisms, feel free to put them in the URL section.
Do your thing, top dog. Shit don't stop.
To be continued.